Brothers and sisters, I'm Jesse with Living Tree Community Foods, and I'm here to share one of the great discoveries of the live food movement, and that's a green drink. And this is not going to be an ordinary drink. We're going to be featuring edible wild plants which are the effervescence, the gift, the bounty of this magnificent spring here in Berkeley. That's Berkeley, California, home of one of the greatest of universities. 25 Nobel Prize winners have taught here. This is a great center of learning and creativity. So let's get started with our green drink. And this is something that I've learned from being in the live food movement for over 40 years now. It's one of the great truths that I've carried away. And we're going to start first with some spring water. Mountain Valley spring water is one of the very, very best. And we'll start with something like 4 cups of spring water. And then we're going to use as a base almond milk. We're going to be creating our own almond milk right here. And how we're going to do this, we'll start with Living Tree Alive Organic Almond Butter, made from almonds grown by a California farming family of over 5 generations on the land. And it's alive, it's organic, but of course, so we'll put in a heaping tablespoon, maybe another for vivacity. Let's say 2 heaping tablespoons of alive organic almond butter to 4 cups of water. And now we're going to blend. And that's it. That's it. We've created instantaneously a magnificent almond milk. No need to buy almond milk in stores where it's been sitting on shelves for who knows when. It's that easy to make your own almond milk. You can use it right away or keep it in your fridge. It will last 3 or 4 days easily. Anyway, here we have our own almond milk. And then we're going to be featuring alive wild plants of springtime. And the first wild plant we're going to be featuring is chickweed. This is chickweed. It's now that you see it, you'll be noticing it everywhere. It's in every garden USA. Chickweed. It's a magnificent, delicious, lilting, poetic green. It's so good with a little olive oil and lemon juice. Who could ask for more? So I'm going to put some of this magnificent chickweed in the blender with the almond milk. Maybe put a little more chickweed in. And we're going to give that a blend. Then we're going to start with miner's lettuce. This is one of the most delicious of salad greens. To me, it tastes better than any lettuce. It is luxurious. It just has a magnificent flavor, taste. It is a classic salad green here in California. I realize it only grows wild here in this state and not anywhere else. But if you go to Pine Tree Seeds, or to Johnny's Selected Seeds, or to Heirloom, or to any company selling, or to Seed Savers Exchange, you'll find seeds for miner's lettuce, a most delicious salad green. You could grow it in your garden. So here we're going to put some miner's lettuce into. Where does the name miners' lettuce come from? Well, maybe it has something to do with the 48ers, the miners, the people who came here during gold rush times, and in springtime, this was one of their staples, one of the foods that they relied upon. So we've got some miners' lettuce. We're going to put that in and give it a blend. That's it. That's it. And then stinging nettle. And I can imagine people are going to be, some of us may be cringing at the thought. Yes, it does sting indeed, but we have found that with the slightest of steaming in your steamer, it tastes just like spinach. Or, of course, if you're not into steaming, and if you're into liveliness to the fullest extent, just put it in your blender. In your blender, it becomes, it's rendered innocuous. So just put it in the blender just like that. Just like that. Let's just tamp it down. Tamp it down. And here we go. Stinging nettle. Just loaded with nutrients. Loaded with vitamins and minerals. Stinging nettle. Then we're going to put some malva in. Now that you've seen it, you'll just like with the chickweed, you'll notice it in every garden US of A. Malva, very, very mild flavor, but ubiquitous, grows everywhere. Everywhere. Also most nutritious indeed. So we're putting some malva in. We're going to give that a blend. Okay, and that's it for our wild edible plants. And now let's go to some more traditionals, and we'll start first with a frilly kale, magnificent green, and we'll just put the whole stalk of kale in just like that, and then we'll do some. Here's another frilly kale. We'll put that in also, just like that, and we'll give it a whirl. And now some Siberian kale. This is loaded with nutrients, with minerals, with vitality. Siberian kale, so easy to grow. This plant, by the way, has been growing in my garden rather slowly all winter long, and now it has suddenly burst into life, making magnificent leaves. And of course, it's a cut and come again plant that you could cut the leaves. They will grow right back. So here we have Siberian kale. Let's put another Siberian kale leaf right in like that. We'll tamp it down just thusly. And here we go. That's it. And now, but of course, Swiss chard. I have several varieties of Swiss chard that I grow in my garden. It's also just a natural here in Berkeley. In Berkeley, which is frost free 12 months of the year. So if you know what you're doing, think of it. You can have salad greens every single day of the year. That's a very, very special blessing indeed. So here we have Swiss chard, and we'll put some of the leaves right in just like that. Let's tear them up a bit. Okay. Okay. Magnifico. Then we're going to add some cloves of garlic. Why not? 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. I'll give them a chop and toss them in. And in addition to that, why not an avocado for magnificence, for utter delight? Here we go. We'll add an avocado. Okay. And that, brothers and sisters, look at the magnificent color, the vitality. What can be more healing? I myself have a green drink almost every day. Have a green drink for breakfast, have a green drink at dinner time, and it more than suffices for my needs. Of course, I have dried fruits, nuts, and seeds, and whatever, and fresh fruits wherever possible. But the mainstay of my diet is a living green drink. This is, as I say, is one of the great truths that has emerged from the live food movement. It's backed by a wealth of experience. I could not recommend a green drink more highly. And it seems to me, brothers and sisters, that in these times, we've got to exemplify aliveness. We've got to exemplify vivacity. We've got to make ourselves more and more and more alive. So I say to you, get growing America. Start with your backyard garden. Transform it into biodynamic, French intensive vegetable garden. Start with your front yard and transform it into an orchard of historic fruit trees. And if you live in an apartment, if you live in a condo, and you don't have the luxury of your own garden, well, you can certainly grow things in a window box. You can certainly grow trays of sprouts in your kitchen. And most important of all, join a community garden. Work with brothers and sisters in healing this American earth. It can be done. We can make this America a garden an edible garden for the American spirit. Thank you very much indeed, brothers and sisters. It's been a privilege to share these thoughts with you. We welcome your comments and suggestions. Let us go forward with thanks and praise. Thank you.